This is where the fun begins. This is where the fun begins. This is where the fun. This is where the fun. This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Toy Anxiety. My name is Craig Goldberg. We're here.
We're here.
We're here.
We did it.
We got a guest joining us. A little bit of a different. We'll call this a special episode. Going back to the basics. The basics. Going back to Tatooine, just like hasbro.
Just like our background.
Just like our background. Ryan, how are you?
I'm doing good. Things are good.
Yeah. Good, man.
Yeah, I bought some stuff this weekend. Hang on. I'm going to read this. I just got a message from one of my buddies on Instagram from one of my friends back home. He just shot me this message, and I can't wait to see what the context is.
Okay.
It says, Leto's Joker was the best. Anyone who disagrees just doesn't read any Batman comics or can eat my balls.
It's just one of those two.
It's just one of those things.
Everybody knows if you read the Batman comics, you would understand Jared Leto as a human being. You would just get
as a human being, as an actor and an artist.
He's mostly an artist, if you think about it. So here's the deal.
Yeah.
Shout out. Yeah. So we've been wanting to do another State of Star Wars episode.
Feels like for a couple months.
for a while. And so here's the deal. Jacob Walsh, our very own Jacob Walsh, is en route to Designer Con with J Key. The Monster Island crew is going to be out there at Designer Con. Make sure you stop by the Toku Toy Town booth if you're heading to Designer Con. Wish Jacob Walsh a happy birthday and buy something. Honestly, buy a Safubi.
Buy something. Do you know who else is going to be at Designer Con? Well, I know Mondo's going to be at Designer Con. That's what I'm leading up to. One of my favorite artists, Rockin' Jelly Bean from Japan is going to be at Designer Con.
Very cool.
And I'm like jonesing for Jacob to just like take photos of the booth and get yelled at. Like Well, that might happen. And if you tune into the Toy Anxiety channel right here on YouTube, and not right now, after this, go watch Jacob Walsh's Toy Room Tour. A lot of good feedback on that. People were really excited to see Jake's collection. And Abigail is not here tonight either. She took the night off. She said, "You guys." She said, "You guys go do your Star Wars thing. I'm chilling. I'm playing Fortnite." Yeah.
So,
well, this makes sense. The other two don't really like Star Wars. In fact, you barely do as well. And
there's liking Star Wars and collecting Star Wars are two different things. And I would say at this point, Jacob Walsh is buying more Star Wars toys than I am. Because I think, I don't want to spoil his stuff, but I think he had a Darth Vader hot toy ship this week.
Well, we all should. We all should have one.
But listen, we do have a guest tonight because I want to talk about the past, present, and future of Star Wars. I want to dig into why I consider myself a hardcore Star Wars fan that is on the verge of just being a lapsed fan. Just like in WWE when they have lapsed fans. I need Star Wars to bring me back in. I don't care if it's through entertainment or through plastic. I need somebody to grab me.
Or plastic based on current entertainment?
I want plastic based on current entertainment. I feel like I'm falling through Cloud City, waiting for the Millennium Falcon to just zip right in and pick me up. And I think I got the man who's going to help me all the way from LOMtoZuckuss.com. From LOMtoZuckuss.com. Our good friend, one of our oldest original guests, maybe the first guest we ever had, Jake Stevens. What's up,
Hey,
dude?
What's going on, y'all?
How long ago was the first time you and myself and Ryan had a chat? It had to be 4 years ago.
I think so. I think I was your second guest, but I can't remember who your first was. I may have been the first, but I think you had one other, but it's been a minute. It's absolutely been a minute, and always a pleasure to come on here and talk with you gents. I don't get to chat or see you guys as much as I'd like. Well, apparently they canceled celebrations for the United States, so you know.
That too.
It's true.
And for more information on Star Wars Celebration, head to wicked.com.
Yes.
Yeah, when I go to Celebration, I don't want to worry about getting shot just for
this is peak how great Star Wars is right now. I finally went viral, like extremely viral for me, and it was nothing to do with Star Wars.
Yes, if you guys don't know, one of Jake's other Instagram accounts, the Toy Night Show. Jake, were you one of the first people to pick up on this wicked.com snafu from Mattel?
I assume so.
Whoa.
I saw it on Reddit, and I was like, there's no way that's right. That's a Photoshop.
Right.
There's no way that's right. So it was my birthday a couple days ago. So ironically, I am a Jake who has a birthday.
Happy birthday, Jake.
We
can still do it. Cool.
Right. There you go. So 3 days ago, whatever, we went out to eat. And then afterwards I said, can we stop by, Fred Meyer's store, which is Kroger's and whatnot. And sure enough, they had it. And I just made a little 20-second video, not thinking anything about it. May have had some tequila before that at dinner, so I didn't really care. I threw it up online, and I think we're sitting at like 1.6 million views. Porn stars are posting it on their timelines and their feeds, and I'm just
nice.
Like, whoa, that's awesome, dude! How
that wasn't what I was
porn?
thinking.
You know what? If Wicked.com, if they were smart, they would have had like their opening page would now
100%.
be like a Wicked porn parody.
Oh yeah, it'd be a Wizard
100%.
of Oz.
It'd be Wizard of Oz, 100%.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
It would be.
They have one. They've been around since the 90s. I mean, so I'm told.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know it existed until you showed us the.
Right. I mean,
it would be Glinda and the Lollipop Guild. Nice. Well, listen, you're the second Jake I've known to go viral. Jacob Walsh did go viral as well for his Jaws video. I'm still trying to go viral. I think it might happen tonight. But yeah, I guess we could talk about it for a second. The Mattel thing is kind of weird. I went to the store. I was like, I'm going to buy one just for fun. They're all gone. So they pulled everything. This is a mistake that they've made. I love my tweet, though, that didn't get any traction. I was like, you guys think this is bad? The Mattel Stay Puft's turning yellow, which is like a 20-year-old outdated reference to the Matty Collector Stay Puft. Yeah. I thought it was hilarious.
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
I did.
If you have to explain it, Craig, come on now.
I did. The Toy Guru did not make the
what probably is happened here is that they went the Hasbro route and fired all their in-house people and had interns up there going, all right, what is it? Wicked.com. Okay, got it.
Yeah, the Gen Alpha interns who are like, what's a website?
What's a web? It's like, just put it in the Chat GPT and it'll do its thing.
Oh, dude, Chat GPT last night, hilarious. I asked who, I went to Chat GPT. I said, who's Yes Have Some podcast? And it gave me a description of the podcast that I thought was pretty funny. But I did like this part. Actually, let me share my screen. I wasn't planning on bringing this up, but this is probably worth sharing.
Oh, great. Hilarious. We're going to start supporting AI on this channel. I fucking love it.
Yep.
The YHS podcast. Can you guys see that? Look what it stands for, according to AI. Your Halloween Spot.
Yes.
It's a pop culture podcast hosted by Jake, Abby, and Greg. So, close. But anyways. Okay, well, let's say hi to the chat. And let's get into this because there's a lot to cover.
I think your Halloween spot is better than Yes Have Some.
Oh, your Halloween spot? That's actually from the wicked.com.
It is from the wicked.com. Thank you.
Oh my God, you better not touch me on my Halloween spot. Okay. Okay, yes. Let's get to the super chat real quick. David Cabal, you cannot do a State of Star Wars from LOMtoZuckuss.
Whoa.
You can't. You simply can't.
You can't.
All right, let's say hi to the chat. With all faults, Flash is here. Jessica Parker, Quip, Dora Laxon, Thomas Crosby, Daith, David Cabal, hello, Aaron Hardy, Deep Space Niner, Stanley Eberhard. Jessica Parker already said that. 2 Jessica Parker shoutouts are fine, I believe. Craze, Colonel, Cone Killer Confusor, Jason Grahowski, Davey Sockrocker, the Ryan Dole Fan Club, Aaron Hardy, Johnny Cox, Soulcraft, BC DeLorean, and Other Movie Cars 2, Jacob Walsh. Yes, if anybody wants to go to Jake's YouTube page, he's closing in on 1 million subscribers. So
Instagram.
Yeah. No, Jacob Walsh's.
Yeah.
Jake Stevens on Instagram has over 1 million
True. views.
So I have 1 million nothings. Steven Cormac is here. Paul Morales, McFly Toys, Elko84, Silver K, Master Splinter, Wages of Cinna, and so on and so on and so on. Tony Johnson, Soulcraft, Radio Ship Pilot, DVC Mackin, TVC Mackin, not DVC.
Nice.
DVC,
Legacy
the
scale.
Vintage Collection, or DVC, Da Vinci Code. They should make DVC TVCs. I've been saying
Finding them both is impossible. So it's fine.
what's harder to figure out, where the Vintage Collection figures are, or breaking the Da Vinci Code? Oh my god. So listen, guys, we're here gathered to, it's almost like a State of the Union, because let's face it, we run Star Wars, and
Our opinion matters.
This is a free-for-all tonight. We could do some pickups. We could talk about the State of Black series and Vintage Collection. We could talk about Star Wars Episode 10-ish news and how that might affect Midnight Madness in 2027. I don't know what to do.
And we haven't talked about this, and I want Jake Stevens, I want his opinion on this too. So we got to get to this topic at some point. I want to talk about the Starspeeder 3000 and what this means for HasLabs in the future.
Ooh. Oh, I just got back into Star Wars just looking at that. Okay, I'm in. I'm back, baby. Hey, by the way, guys, real quick before we go any further, this is, we'll call this slightly an off-topic, kind of on-topic giveaway that we have tonight, which is actually really cool, which I totally remembered until 5 seconds ago. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that giveaway up in a minute, because I don't have it right now and I don't want to keep vamping. So Jake, let's start with you. You're our guest.
Yo,
what is the state of Star Wars right now?
State of Star Wars. I was thinking about this in the last 20 minutes that you asked me to come on the show, and no. I think we're going through the motions at this point. Unfortunately, I hate to say that, but I feel like we're still in a rinse and repeat, not only from Disney Plus and Star Wars content coming out, because we know it's all ruled by with the television series that's out, but also by Hasbro, and a lot by Hasbro. It is. I felt like we have tried as a community to talk about pre-sales and about how that's not, the most exciting way to get collectors, and the fact that there's almost more exclusives out there than general product release, and the fact that, products not shipping, like Ryan said, on time. It is just, we're still repeating kind of these same rhythms that I think is causing your lackadaisicalness about wanting to be a completist or wanting to get these things. I mean, how long ago did The Mandalorian come out? It was 2000.
5 years ago today.
Disney Plus was 5. Was it today?
Today?
Is it
5
today?
years ago today is 5 years of 5 years of Mandalorian.
That means 5 years ago today, I was going, all right, J.J. Abrams, turn this ship around.
Well, and that's a great then segue, because why did this just show up at my house this last week?
Right?
I mean,
did you open one yet?
No. What makes you think
awesome.
I bought 2? Oh, wait.
I bought 2. I also bought 2.
I bought 2 for Quill, right?
Yeah, I did the same thing.
But why is this a 5-year product? This should have been day one, because if I recall 5 years ago, this was in the trailer leading up to it, because we were freaking out that Ewok era, creatures were back in this series. So that means we probably saw this closer to 6 years ago Why is it now just getting to our doorstep? That is the big problem. And then we can talk about the fact that the inequity between the Black Series and the 3 3/4, and what does that really mean about Hasbro's stance about 3 3/4 line, because the fact that, you can get the whole skeleton crew pre-ordered, not in stores. You can get them pre-ordered a month ago, but you have zero product for TVC shown. I mean,
hey, actually, I saw the skeleton crew figures are already shipping too.
Yeah, they actually did make a big point of it on Pulse of like, hey, get these toys before the show comes out.
Yes,
right?
Please buy them before the show comes out, because once it comes out, you might not buy them.
Well, this is the whole, like, and I'm with Jake on this too. Like, I think that set that you got, that should have been out before the show even dropped. And Correct. And just like the Bad Batch, like we still have the 3 seasons, the show's done. We still haven't gotten the entire Bad Batch in TVC.
No, we have one member of the Bad Batch, whereas Black Series has like 2.5 team sets. You know,
right?
It is interesting.
Yeah.
No, I just think so these are topics we've covered a lot. I will say this. I've taken kind of a step back from Star Wars collecting in general. Obviously, I still keep tabs on what's going on. Kind of have to. And I'm genuinely interested. It seems like they are attempting to right the ship in a certain extent, right? Like it seems like Steve Evans coming on board, more play sets for TVC, like more. It seems like they're doing more releases. They're going to get rid of the pipelines. Like they're going to try to maybe get things back to the way some version of the way it used to be. Do we all feel like that?
Here's the thing. Happening? I think the priorities are shifted in what, if I was to take reins of the ship here, I would take the pre-sales out and still put in the pipelines. I want that anticipation. I mean, it used to be New York Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, Toy Fair. Those were your pipelines, and they would do a bunch of them, and then you would expect to find those over the next few months until the next big show, right? Mm-hmm. That created anticipation. That was excitement. Once I hit pre-sale on it, I don't even know when I pre-sold this figure. Honestly, it came this week. Okay, it's a K2. Oh, it's K2. A repaint, but it's on Andor card, right? But that's a repaint that came this week. This one here is a repaint with one extra accessory that came this week, right? And this one here is a repaint that came again this week. I mean, that is what's showing up. So when you're talking about a repaint heavy line, and we know that Hasbro is now tilted, here's the thing. I can't even say Hasbro. I have to say Star Wars, because you know what's happened in this kind of lullness that I'm feeling like you, Craig. I'm still collecting, of course, but like this stuff is still in package. Why haven't I opened it if I'm so excited, right?
Right.
So here's that. I got the Moff Gideon's hallway playset showed up. I got the E-Wing here, and I just haven't. I've been pretty busy, but it hasn't motivated me to even get them out of package. What I've been doing is dwelling a little bit into Transformers. Yep. And man, every time they do a Transformer, they might repaint it, but they still resculpt parts of it. So you still get freshness to it as opposed to just a paint job. And so that's why I can't even say it's just Hasbro. I do have to say it is Star Wars brand that I think we're still in that same, mode of blaming whatever tax Pandemic. Is on. No, whatever tax is. Soon I'm going to say tariff, but for now I'll say pandemic. No,
tariff read.
It is that.
Sorry, Jesus.
It is that tax that they have to pay for the license that really just makes them have to put out those molds over and over and over again, and it's starting to wear us down.
I mean, I've been opening some of my classified figures as I've dabbled back into that line. You want to talk about value. I know it's a 6-inch line, but for $25, and we talked about this with Emily last week. First time Emily and Pat from the Hasbro team were on the show. We had a great episode talking all about the HasLab Ecto one. But I'm opening up. You're getting a figure, you're getting a warthog and a monkey and like 3 guns and a backpack
Right.
and a knife. And I'm like, I spent $30. This is like a whole wave. It's like 3 figures in here.
And what's crazy is, yes, there is so much value in those figures, but at the same time, which is just confusing to me, I can go to Ross and buy 6 months ago wave for $3.99 a piece or whatever they're doing. Like, it is just, it is.
Well, I think I'm
crazy.
I'm of the mind that to fix, but here's my statement. Here's my State of the Union. To address the ongoing issues with Star Wars toys, you have to address the issues in the product, right?
Okay.
And I don't mean the toy product. I mean the entertainment product. We all love Star Wars. And I think, Dole, you are somebody who gives more benefit of the doubt to Star Wars than most people. But we think it's healthy that Lucasfilm has announced like 14 Star Wars movies in the last 5 years, and none of them, besides Mando, seem like they're any closer to happening than they were at the time of the announcement? Like, people get
Well, this
fatigued.
is their 7th time announcing a Rey movie.
You're a fool of giving any stock in any of those announcements at this point. I'm sorry. I want them more than anybody else.
Yeah.
But you are a fool if you think you are a fool if you think anything they say is going to materialize until you see a trailer. And even with that, Wonder Woman director's movie even
Patty
got
Jenkins.
Patty Jenkins got a trailer.
Oh, dude, Lucasfilm will straight up release a show
Boom.
to take it off the air. No one's ever going to see that Willow show again. That shit is gone, you know?
Right?
Hey, real quick, before we go any further, I got to talk about this giveaway. Now, it's not Star Wars related, but it's Steven Spielberg, Robert Zemeckis related. And when we say Spielberg and Zemeckis, we can only be talking about one thing. E.T.? No. Wait, did you say E.T.? We're talking about Back to the Future. Is what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant.
Okay. When we say Spielberg and Zemeckis, we're talking Castaway. And we have an official Wilson volleyball. Whoever can do the best Wilson impression will win. No. Jacob Walsh called it 190 likes. We have teamed up with our friends at Bull Airs. This is quite a giveaway we have here, folks, for a leather Marty McFly Back to the Future 2 bomber jacket.
Oh, I'm going to enter this contest.
Yes, this is pretty badass.
Yes.
We're giving this thing away tonight. If we hit 190 likes, we'll do a giveaway a little bit later in the show. This is the brand new Back to the Future inspired collection coming from Bull Airs that drops on November 15th. This is one piece of the collection. This jacket is amazing, modeled after the Back to the Future 2 jacket, obviously worn by Marty McFly, as well as young Marty McFly in the future scenes of Back to the Future 2. Retail value $250. Very, very cool. And they have a whole wave of Back to the Future stuff coming out that I'll share in just a little bit, including shoes, jackets, all sorts of cool stuff. So enter tonight. All we got to do is hit 190 likes, and we're giving away. That's a $250 value. That's pretty amazing for a Back to the Future 2 jacket. And we'll show off more of that product line a little bit.
I got to
later.
get my wife to enter this real quick.
Hey, listen. All's fair in love and time travel. I've always said that.
Yeah. When Burger King, when Burger King dropped the Back to the Future 2 glasses, I wore mine to death.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, love that film.
Back to the Future 2 is great. You know, real quick, while I'm already on the site, I want to promote. The reason we teamed up with them is because they have really cool stuff that's coming out for pre-order November 15th. They're doing the mag bag right here, the capsule case. We got these mag shoes. Like, listen.
Oh, it's Darth Vader's helmet.
These are pretty loud.
Yeah.
But these are awesome. This is like all of Back to the Future in a shoe.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously this is a high-end, pop culture inspired streetwear. They've done a lot of stuff for Ghostbusters and other brands too. So yeah, let's give away a jacket tonight. And then we'll be like, since when did you become the physical type? We'll say that.
Okay. Okay.
Might be the night I need to crack this bad boy.
Oh,
Nice.
we got reaction
Mhm.
figures. I love Back
Just-
to the Future.
Hey, just so you know, it's cool to make out with your mom in that jacket if you so need to.
Well, I've been jealous out in California. They've had all these really cool Back to the Future events over the last couple weeks. They did a big meetup at the mall. They did a recreation of the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. It's just fun.
Awesome.
Back to the Future is a fun franchise. But anyways, let's get back into Star Wars. So Ryan,
Yeah.
where are you on the state of Star Wars right now?
Well, I love Star Wars.
I know you do.
That's a gift. I don't know. I'm still having fun collecting, but I also did notice that like my collection starts to veer a lot. Like where it's like now I'm into micro machines. I'm into like weird odds and ends. And that, again, like as people know, if you've been following along on Toy Anxiety, I've been trying to complete getting all the patrons to the cantina. And that was even before that.
I have some for you, don't I? I think
I don't know. There's 3 that I need.
No.
I'm down to 3
Yep,
left.
he needs Luke, C-3PO.
Rio, yeah,
And
C-3PO,
Chewbacca.
and Chewbacca. Yeah, those are, but it's like there's 3
Can't
that I
find
need.
them.
Yeah, there's three left, and then also in my pickups, I did finish one thing to completion for my Star Wars collection as well on the weekend. So
And
I'm
the
very
completion.
yeah. So I'm stoked. So when we get to pickups, we'll talk about that. So some little bit of foreshadowing. But I think that's kind of what's happening. Is like I'm liking more finding these like ceramic mugs, like vintage ceramic mugs and micro machines, and just these weird, odd things from Disney that came out like 10 years ago. You know, that's kind of like where my collection's kind of been going. But but like I said, I'm still having fun. Like I'm still having fun with Star Wars. I'm still having fun with the brand. You know, but I think you're right. But I'm excited for Skeleton Crew as well. Like, I really want a full set in TVC, and I don't think we're gonna get it. But I really want some Kid Rebo merch.
I think you'll get them in this form.
I think
you'll
so
get
too.
retro.
I think we'll get retros as well.
Hey, you know what? I should take. I actually have kept up with the retros. I think they're really cool. I think they're affordable. I like that they release 6 at a time. I think one of my biggest issues in general is Star Wars Hasbro's in a precarious place where you have 2 competing lines. They can say they don't compete all they want.
Do.
and you can come out and say, what was it? The Steve Evans, like, well, TVC's collector focus and Black Series is the casual fan. I don't see that. I think
I don't see that either.
And that's not how Black Series was branded when it came out.
No,
that wasn't
not at all.
the point of Black Series
Right.
at all.
I want to bring this up from Blake from Toy Collector Magazine. This is something that I've been kind of tooting that horn loud about this as well. Disney/Lucasfilm still has a lot of control over what Hasbro releases and when, and I think this is going back from what Jake was saying earlier as well. And I 100% believe that.
Well, it was some massive push was made during The Force Awakens, and J.J. Abrams led that campaign to keep everything super hush, super secret, right? And ever since then, that's been Lucasfilm's adoption. Like, they have adopted that concept, which is so not George Lucas. But then again, George Lucas didn't really exist in the era of the internet. So I understand some of it.
I'm glad you said in
at
the
the
era of
same
the
time.
internet, because I could see a nice conspiracy theory. Did George Lucas exist?
You know what? I will actually disagree with that, because he would, when leading up to any of the prequels, he had all
Attack of the Clones. He had
vlogs.
the 24-hour camera there.
But
social media then. Social media.
Okay, social media, correct.
Because that might be the biggest leaker. Okay.
Yep, I agree. But I think Rick McCullum is also the biggest leaker.
Hey,
if you go back and you go to and you read any Star Wars insiders, right? And Rick McCullum would broke down everything that's happening in episode 2, like a year before it came. Like, there's just showing behind the scenes photos. And Rick McCullum's like, yeah, you're going to see a young Boba Fett. You're going to see where he lives. You're going to see where he came from. Like, he did not give a shit. he would just be like, "Here's everything. Have fun." But it got me
that
hyped.
is on par with what Lucasfilm did. Lucasfilm released it's like starting back in 76, they started releasing things that gave away the movie, right? I mean, the novelization, the comic books, they all came out before the film, right? That was the norm. That was the MO all the way through the prequels, right? Even the Clone Wars movie, all of that material, you got the whole line of figures about 1 to 2 months before the film even came out, right?
Yep.
I mean,
and a sneak preview figure, what, a year before?
Easy.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it up again because I'm still looking for somebody, because I am not crazy on this. I know I'm not crazy on this. Hayden Christensen was a guest on a late night show during Attack of the Clones hype. And one of the guests, and I want to say it's Jay Leno, but I cannot find this clip to save my life. He brings out and he goes, "They even made this figure of you." And the arm fell off. And Hayden goes,
"Yes.
I don't think we're supposed to show that." And he says, like, "I don't think we're supposed to play with that." He tried to play it off, but I cannot find that clip for the life of me.
Jake, I've seen that clip.
Thank you.
I know exactly
you're
what
the
you're
only
talking
person
about.
I know who can confirm that, but I talk about it
that was
and everyone goes,
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It looks Hayden Christensen was a guest on the Tonight Show in 2005.
No,
would have been
2002. Episode 2.
All right, well, somebody get on the case. We have a lot of sleuths.
He got my back. He says it happened, but why can I not find that clip? Because I collect clips of action figures in media, and I cannot find that clip.
Right.
Yeah, probably.
That's funny.
Probably.
Hey, for the record, I enjoyed the Willow Show. I watched the whole thing.
It bums me out that it's not going to find its audience now.
No.
Yeah, you know why? Disney Plus is $100 a month or something now. It's crazy. It's
I
not
paid
that much.
$100 for like 6 years the first year it started. Remember that founders offer that they had? And then they extended it for like,
Yeah, you didn't read the fine print that was like, if we cease to deliver on the 40 Star Wars shows we just announced, then you are locked into a lifetime contract. So Jason Kreiser made a point earlier saying that Black Series is actually better than it's ever been. They have all this like variety of characters. They're getting into the Shadows of the Empire stuff. As somebody, I used to collect Black Series. I'm not saying I never will again. My only issue with Black Series, and I've said this a million times on the show, is when you compare it to the other comparable 6-inch lines at Hasbro. I mean, Marvel Legends and G.I. Joe Classified to me are they're better value, better looking figures, better sculpts.
Well, they come with accessories. They come with extra portraits. That's gonna piss people off. But
I get the vibe. Like, obviously, look, Transformers, G.I. Joe, these are owned by Hasbro. They could do whatever they want, right?
Yeah, but Marvel's owned by Disney, and look what they're able to put out. Like,
because I have getting to know people that work at these companies and talking about these different licenses and all that stuff. I get the vibe that Sony or even Marvel Disney is like, hey, you're the experts. You have the license. Go have fun. Go make toys, And I have a feeling Lucasfilm is like,
they're gatekeepers.
I think it's analysis paralysis. I think they are hyper. I think there is a real, what is the state of mind that Lucasfilm and Star Wars in general? It's almost like
paranoid.
It's a paranoia. It's an identity crisis, and toy collectors are toy collectors. Like, they just want a lot of toys. They want a lot of variety, and they want transparency. And that's hard to get in Star Wars in general.
Oh yeah. Transparency doesn't really exist.
I'm telling you this right now. If Lucasfilm wanted to have fun with Star Wars and let Star Wars be a thing for the people, right? They would have released Detours years ago.
Yep.
They would have released in a complete 2-season finished, animated, voiced, produced, 100% scripted George Lucas creation. There's no reason that should not be.
What is it? I missed it. What is it?
Detours.
So Detours was supposed to come out. Yeah, it came out.
Oh, the animated thing that never happened? but it was
well,
good.
it didn't get released. Like, it's done.
Yeah.
It's done. It's fully animated and voiced. I've talked to multiple casts, doing all these interviews at these cons I work at. I do the interviews, and they're like, off record, man, that'll never see the day. And I'm like, why? And he's like, I don't know. It's one of the best things we've ever done. I'm like,
It is Coyote versus Acme for Lucasfilm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Batgirl. We live in a
I
time
understand
of,
their hesitancy when they bought the brand to drop it because they were trying to push the new prequels or the sequel trilogy, and maybe they don't want to introduce new fans to Darth Vader in such a comical way, kind of like he is in Robot Chicken stuff, Right. But I mean, we've done a whole trilogy already. And we now know that Disney Plus is king for their content. It seems so dumb. And they've a few things have been leaked on Reddit and what other places. I've seen whole sketches, like 7 to 10 minute sketches, and they are legitimately hilarious. Their takes on characters are not screen accurate, but they're so fun.
Guess what? Neither is Lego. And
right?
those ones, they keep pumping those out too.
But listen, I think here's the thing though. Like, did anybody read the Hollywood Reporter article today? There's been a couple articles ever since the Simon Kinberg stuff broke last week about the state of Star Wars at Lucasfilm and where they wrote about tonight's episode on the Hollywood Reporter. I can't believe it.
Wow.
That was so cool. They were like, Ryan Dole says all Star Wars is good Star Wars. Shut up.
Yeah.
So there's this Hollywood Reporter
There's good
article.
Star Wars on both sides, you guys.
Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, that's really funny. So real quick, because this will all tie back to toys, right? Like, obviously that's why we're here. But this is important because this is the latest breaking news. So comes out last week. Simon Kinberg is going to be involved in developing a new trilogy. There's conflicting reports on whether or not this is going to be episode 10, 11, 12, or if it's going to be a new thing altogether. I think the general consensus is nobody knows if it's actually going to be called 10, 11, 12, but Daisy Ridley's getting a trilogy, and that is where they are moving towards. The insiders and listen, Hollywood Reporter, this is reputable reporting. Like, obviously things change, and obviously things will change.
Craig, I would like you to go back in the Wayback Machine and see how many times Hollywood Reporter reported on the Lando movie the
thing. Sure, I get it. I get it. They have had a lot of stuff that have just not happened. But
it's not that it's not true right now. It
Exactly.
just won't be true in 3 weeks from now.
So what they're reporting is that it says Lucasfilm was receptive to Kinberg's multi-story pitch, anything to move Rey forward, but it does engender rumors in the Star Wars underground filmmakers jostling of characters. So basically what they're saying is Lucasfilm might be more stoked on this idea than the Solo Rey movie, and they could abandon that and maybe go this way. But regardless, they are banking on Rey and some of those new characters that were introduced in the sequel trilogy to take the story forward. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this exciting? Is this good? Is this bad?
I think Celebration Japan will be telling.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure.
Right?
Would I watch it? Yes, of course. Would I love it? Probably. But is that the best thing for the brand right now? I don't know that you're going to go into a world in the next couple of years that are going to be open to a Rey movie, because Rey came with so much, love her or not, that franchise for various reasons met controversy and split fandom.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're trying to rebuild your brand, especially on the big screen, which will now have been dormant for how many years by the time they have it out, wouldn't you go with an automatic banger? Wouldn't you go for something like Vader-based or Jedi, hunting, or
Mando?
or Rogue Mando? I mean that's the thing. You seem like you should go for a 100% home run.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of
but
low-hanging
business
fruit.
So
with
the
Star
the
Wars.
argument against that though is that all those movies made $1 billion or more. The quote unquote split of the fandom that exists on YouTube and Twitter. I think the everyday average person will go to a Star Wars movie if it has an episode in the title, if it's got the crawl, if it's got the music, because it feels more important. You know,
Okay.
like
So here's the thing that I think you're premature. I think you're premature in what you're saying because you have to tap into the kids that grew up with the prequel trilogy. You got to get them into college because that's when the nostalgia bomb starts to drop. Now, I know this because my son is a prequel kid, right? And he's 14. He, in 2 years, is only going to be 16. That is early high school. That is not like diving back into my nostalgia from my childhood. That is, you need to wait a few years. Just like people are now getting super nostalgic about, have been for a couple of years over Power Rangers because they've gone into that era that's past, right? There is a fine balance to, and coming back to Rey so soon, I don't know. You're having to start over with the audience.
I mean,
right?
I think it feels. Yes, sure.
You have to make these for kids. Here's the thing: we're 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds. We don't. They should not be making them for us. They should be making them for kids, and they should be making them like the Marvel movies do. They bring them down a little bit. They're not too gory. They're not too sexy. They got to bring them down so you can have your kids go and they love them, right? And so that's the thing. You're in this weird phase with kids who were kids during the sequels. They're not quite ready to come back to that.
But I don't know if that model, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate a little bit. Does that model apply in modern media where kids are force-fed 60 seconds of content, really good content? Like sometimes there's stuff on TikTok and Instagram and stuff where it's like good editing and funny and like
Craig's over here calling for the return of Vine.
Come on, Vine.
If you can make it 10 seconds, you got them.
I just feel like all of my Star Wars friends tend to lean into this world of, okay, I'll say all of my friends who really like Star Wars are mixed overall on the sequel trilogy, ups and downs, but I don't know anybody personally who doesn't think Daisy Ridley's pretty badass as Rey. Like I think it would be weirder to do a trilogy that is in any kind of timeline after the sequel trilogy and almost start over again with completely new characters.
Just don't have her go up against pirates or the Pikes, and we should be okay. I think, right? I don't know. I think there's a lot they can do with Rey still, and I think to even like I totally am 100% agree with Jake with the aim it for kids. Like they've already got my money, they've already got Jake's money. We're gonna go see these regardless. Whether or not we love them or just like them enough to get the toys, that's one thing. But I mean, they do have to target this towards kids more than anything else. They should be ignoring Twitter and Blue Sky and Instagram and TikTok. Ignore all these fucking dudes who have a YouTube account, except for me. Don't ignore me. My opinions are amazing. But it's just like, I honestly think they should be talking to parents and like, are their kids into it? Did their kids watch it? Did their kids like it?
How about this?
That's how they'll know.
Here we go. Ready for this?
Okay. Yeah.
Mando movie. Mandalorian dies. Grogu moves on. Post-credits scene. 60 years later, Rey shows up to continue Grogu's training. Yes,
it would be amazing.
I solved Star Wars. Fine.
Actually, I wouldn't hate that.
Like, so let's bring it back to toys though. Like, so let's say in best case scenario that this is the direction they move, and for the 50th anniversary of A New Hope, we're gonna have Star Wars Episode 10. Rey is in a mentor role. There's new Jedi. Yada yada yada. Is that the time to reintroduce Star Wars toys to the masses in a way that it hasn't existed in a very long time?
I have been a fan of that. you can go back on my various appearances and podcasts over the last X amount of years. And I'm not a big, I mean, people do not like me in the true TVC communities, in the purist ones, because I call for the downfall of this line because I think it's done more damage to action figure collecting.
Damn, he's the Dooku of toys.
Right? I do think that the price point, right? We've talked about the price point. We've talked about how we're paying for premium for this packaging, right? I am a proponent of the new Epic, what are they calling it now? Adventures line? Epic Heroes. Epic Hero series is now transitioning to Epic Adventures. I think that's what the new packaging is. I haven't actually got one yet, but the new 5 POA, but it's not 5 POA anymore. They're getting more articulation, right? I want, like, no one goes to the store and goes, hey, I'm going to buy a bunch of these for a kid's birthday party at $20 a piece. That's just not, that's not how you build a brand.
The kid, thank you, Yak Face, Epic World of Action. Thank you.
Thank you. Yak is where I got it. Jason's always Johnny on the spot. So
love Yak Face.
Awesome.
Number one source
Yeah,
of Star Wars
same here.
movies.
Thank you for being here, Yak Face.
But listen, anecdotally, and listen, most toy collectors rely on anecdotal evidence because God knows we're not going to read the quarterly reports. Oh, horrible. I go to Walmart, those Epic, the 5 POA style figures, they look amazing. They're all great. Nobody seems to be buying them. Like, who's buying them? My Walmart is flush. And it's not because they're selling and restocking. They're just there.
Right.
How do you know? How do you know? No, those are going to be the figures that will leave the shelf first come the holiday season. We all know that. Okay. That is not Hasbro's core business right now. The Epic Hero series, right? That's currently at. That's not their core business. Their core business is trying to push Black Series and then these. And why Black Series first and not these first is because Black Series costs the same amount to mold than these do, but they can sell the Black Series at more of a premium than these. So the Black Series is their core business because that makes them more money. From a business perspective, great. But we want them to be a toy company that appeals to the masses. That is their offshoot kid brand. So when Ryan was talking about when he used to collect Micro Machines, or he's going back to those, and the little the chibi looking ones, the oh gosh, what was the simple like 2 POA little chubby Star Wars figures that went forever? Oh my gosh.
Wait, what are they?
Wow. Okay, I lost it. But you know what I'm saying? These are the kids spin-off lines. That's what the Epic Hero series is. It's not Galactic Heroes. Thank you. Galaxy Heroes, Galactic Heroes. They've done a few of them. Okay. And those aren't their primary content, but that's the stuff that sells during holidays. You're going to get those for Easter. You're going to get casually those during birthdays, and you're going to get those all sold out during Christmas because that's the price point that appeals to families that need the stocking stuff, right? So here's the thing. Those Epic Hero figures were what action figures used to cost prior to this brand. They used to be $6, $7, $8. And they appealed both to collectors and to kids. That's where we need to get to. We need to put an end to this, or make this a online exclusive line or a direct-to-consumer line. Make this actually the collector line. Put the Chads back in, make them unpunched. And then in the stores, you fill it out with lines like Yak Face showed. We're getting vehicles now, mid-sized vehicles, right? It's taken us 5 years to get a friggin' Blurg, but now we're getting like multiple speeder bikes in this one series that's only a year old. I'll end my rant.
Right.
Sorry.
No, I'm
well,
with Jake
McDonald's
on
is
this
also
too,
$17 now.
But I'm with Jake Stevens with this again because I also think TVC should end. I am absolutely on board with that. I would love, because when Mando came out, I was really hoping for a Mandalorian line where it would be Mandalorian style packaging, just like we got for episode 1, essentially what we got for like episode 3. Just that branded
we
line.
have a Mandalorian line.
But well, that's a line of Mandalorian.
99% of Black Series is Mandalorian.
Right. But you know what I mean, right? Where it would have like Mando on the packaging, Baby Yoda on the packaging.
No, you're right.
And
well, they shot themselves in the foot a little bit.
I'm still trying to pitch the idea of like they come out with characters from Mandalorian and they come with a companion Grogu. Like that way you always get a Baby Yoda, right? Like it's just I don't know. Sorry, Craig, go ahead.
No, I think they left I know Jake, you were take me back to 2019, probably in the spring, when you realized that
there's no line for
that they were not going to do an episode 9 line after doing 5 POA lines for every Star Wars movie.
That was the end of an era. That honestly was the end of an era when that third Rise of Skywalker film came out and they did not do a dedicated action figure line. I mean, that was the end of everything that started. I mean, A New Hope had figures, right?
It sure
and
did.
Then it went Empire and Jedi and
which is listing Star Wars movies. Yeah,
Empire, Jedi.
Yes.
I mean, these are.
I love lists.
Yes. Cut to Midnight Mandis guys going, I'm here for Darth Maul. Darth Maul's my new favorite. I love those videos on YouTube.
It was the end of an era, and it's been a rinse and repeat since then, though. I mean, what did we get this week? We got the announcement of the Gift of the Galaxy. They've done it like the last 3 years. There's nothing new or exciting about it. There's going to be, a reveal every week for the next X amount of weeks until Christmas. It's just not. And what are these? These are repaints. Now, these are repaints done right, but I'll tell you where they shot themselves in the foot. This guy right here, who they put up for pre-sale, Dagan, they've already put up for pre-sale as an individual figure. Everyone's going out and canceling it because they're like, why am I going to want 2 of them when they put his arm on this one? So, I mean, I understand doing repaints, but man, you should wait until people get the product before you resell it to them again, right? But I think that's a great repaint of the Commando droid. I think the other set is a great repaint. I mean, if you're going to do repaints, make them video game accurate, right? But
I'm really hoping the only gift I want from the Galaxy is a Carson Teva TVC figure. That's
oh my gosh,
and Pelimoto. And Pelimoto. That's the other one.
Man, the fact that I mean, look, here's the thing. I mean, Carson, they can make Paul multiple times over on different card backs because he's the only person that's been in everything.
He also has the support of the entire toy community. Like, it seems like a home run.
Now they're just being a bitch. By not releasing it.
Yep, I agree.
By the way, guys, we have 242 people watching right now. Lots of people tuning in. Thank you so much.
How many likes do we have, though?
That's the problem. We need 190 likes to unlock tonight's giveaway. We're at 131, so keep those likes coming.
Come on.
Did you know else? Davey Sockrocker is giving money away. We got 2 super chats from Davey Sockrocker.
Let's do it.
This is him. This is going back to wicked.com. In June, Mattel said they'll use AI to design boxes.
That's not right, right? Is it? Is that legit?
It's been going around.
Okay.
So, another one, $4.99, $5 from Davey Sockrocker. Ray fans are out there and have nothing to do with 40-year-olds. Kids love Ray. Older fans or weird women haters have to deal. She is the last Skywalker. She's also the Rey Mysterio and Ray Stans.
She's Rey Mysterio if you think about it.
Listen, I'm just worried about the incel Star Wars collectors. The Rey isn't going to do well with them.
That's interesting.
They're going to be hurting. They're going to be hurting.
They're so mad about Rey, just her existence. Like, I don't like that she's so hot.
She exists. What next, Rose?
Actually, Jacob Walsh and myself had a long conversation about The Last Jedi the other night, so probably should have recorded it. It was pretty good. Rose is not a not a well written character. The Ryan Johnson did some stuff in that movie. We all know it. It's fine.
Okay.
Like it or not. Although I've long said Last Jedi also has 3 of my favorite scenes in all of Star Wars. So you take the good with the bad.
Take them all in there. You have the facts of life.
I personally I get nostalgic for things that just happened like 2 months ago. So and as far as Star Wars to me is about friends, it's about going to the movies, it's about a midnight showing or opening night and popcorn and lightsabers,
buckets.
It's all of that, and part of that experience is holy shit, that Star Wars movie was so good. We got to go to Target after the movie and see the figures. And like, I think you have to really anticipate these changes in the toy industry there's things that we have not really touched on. The toy industry is changing and evolving. I don't care what line you collect. It's hard to find there's no Marvel Legends or G.I. Joe Classified in any of my Targets right now. There's a couple, but there's not waves of them. There's not a lot of selection. Listen, we're not going to get into politics, but we all live on Earth. It's very expensive to live right now. It doesn't matter really who you think is causing that. It's expensive to live.
Cheap America. I don't even want to hear it from you guys. Cheap America.
Here in dirt cheap America, it's still very expensive.
Houses cost $10 there. I don't know why.
They do not cost $10 here. In fact, houses are very expensive here.
Right.
I don't know. I just think, but I don't necessarily think, we've been having this discussion a lot with Ghostbusters lately. We've got the HasLab and we've got the Mondo real Ghostbusters figures, and there's this discussion of people are going to have to pick and choose. Like, I think collectors are collectors. I think collectors are just going to buy, and if they go into debt, then so be it. I don't think price point is stopping people from buying toys on mass scale. I think availability and just the general love of Star Wars, it is not 2015. I feel like Star Wars was back and bigger than ever. We're less than 10 years later. I think it's in a much different spot. I really do.
But that mirrors the original, right?
Sure.
In 77, Star Wars ruled the world. In 84, nobody gave a crap.
Yep.
So it is cyclical. Okay, so we get that. It is cyclical. Star Wars plays best when it's in theaters. I will say that.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
The content on Disney Plus is definitely hit and miss for fans, right? I tend to like most of it, but not even me. I would say that I like Star Wars movies on a whole more than I like Disney Plus content on a whole. Does that make sense?
I mean, after Mandalorian season 2, I was saying this is the best Star Wars has ever felt. And I think they've had a rough go of it since. I think Andor's a bright spot. I think there's elements of Obi-Wan that worked. I think Ahsoka had, I think they thought Ahsoka was going to be, okay, Dave Filoni is here to save Star Wars. And I think, love it or hate it, it did not have mass appeal. Like, it is polarizing for whatever reason. Mandalorian never seem to be that polarizing until season 3. So
Ahsoka's polarizing because, again, it's a woman.
I don't believe that at all. I don't.
No, I'm being an ass.
Oh, okay, okay. No, okay. I was ready to be like, I don't think that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, you were like, Jesus, Craig.
I don't think that's it. I don't think you're right on that.
Breathe, Craig.
Okay.
But I love Ahsoka. I love Ahsoka. Again, like, I could list all of them. I love listing things. I don't know, man. With Obi-Wan, I think I talked about this before on Paul's show, like when we were doing Saturday Night live stream on Paul's channel, Bitter Asian Dude. And I was saying that I feel like Star Wars, more like all the rest of Star Wars outside of Mando, doesn't feel episodic. It feels like you have to binge it in order to really enjoy it and appreciate it, because only Mando is set up to be episodic. And the rest of the shows, Acolyte, Obi-Wan, Book of Fett to an extent. Like it's just they're all very like
I agree
you need
with
to
you. Those
binge it.
are all better
Yeah.
on a rewatch. Those are all
Yes.
better on a binge. Which then we had a little bit of a rope and dope. They set up some really great series that was episodic called Mandalorian, but then they drop other series that need to be all watched at once, but they spread them out over a week. So it makes you go like, oh, did I like that? Did that really happen? Is this how it works? So, I mean, I feel like there was some, I want to go back if we can just for a second. Flash 739 asked a question. He said, should someone else hold the license for Hasbro Star Wars?
Here we go.
Here's my reply to that. Okay. This is Hasbro 2024. Okay. This is Super 7 2024. There is no reason in the world these two things can't both exist. Hasbro owns this. It licenses out this. These are both phenomenal products. There's no reason this can't exist in reality. So my only concern with another company, whether it be Super 7 or who's my new favorite now because they're going to do Mask.
Loyal subject?
No, not Loyal Subjects, but Last Action figure. Oh gosh, someone put it in the chat. It's the people doing the Turtles figures and the
AXT or whatever that is.
Yeah. Action, what have you.
Yeah, you can't say Turtles. Everyone's doing Turtles.
I know, everyone's doing Turtles. But anyway, my point is that the problem I would see with someone taking it over is that we're just flooded then again with all the basics. The Vaders, the Farm Boy Lukes, right? Best Action, thank you. Which is owned by TSL. The people doing Strawberry Shortcake and those reissues.
They licensed out a bunch of Hasbro properties.
They did.
Yeah.
Okay. So the problem is you would be then in the world of like, I'm complaining about reissues. Well, those are just refigured, right? I mean, you're just going to be getting a new Vader and a new Stormtrooper. They're going to start from, the beginning. Now Brian Volk Weiss is doing something completely different. He got the license to do Star Trek, and he said, I vow not to do anything that hasn't been done before. Now that's amazing too, but the problem with that is that goes super niche. And so do you grab new fans with really niche things, right? There was just this weird balance about whether I want Hasbro to leave Star Wars. I don't. I just want them to not go so collector focused, because us collectors, I mean, I got a couple years until I'm 50. And then I only got, statistically, I was going over this with my students the other day. Statistically, males only live 77 years old in America. So that means I got 27 years left. Okay. That's not going to sustain a license indefinitely, right? And so you need to be selling this to children. You need to be selling this to children.
Guys,
because
if you want to fix Star Wars toys, you have to look at Jake Stevens' life expectancy.
Right?
He's leaving, and you're all going to be mad when he's gone.
And I'm on the younger side of older collectors. So,
I'm on the young side of older collectors, if you think about it.
I
listen.
You're a prequel, child. You don't even count.
Me? A prequel. I was in 9th grade when episode 1 came out. So
okay. I was in college, but
I was held back for 7 years though. So I should have been in college. I should have been graduating college. No, listen. Very interesting points there. Do I think I think Star Wars is a mega license. Whoever owns the Star Wars license still has it's always been Hasbro not always, but it was Hasbro, or it was Kenner, and then nothing happened till 1995, and then it was Hasbro. It's been Hasbro basically the whole time. What would another company do with the Star Wars license? I have no idea. One thing I know, learning about this whole, again, back to the Mondo Ghostbusters stuff, licensing is a weird world. There is no way that Hasbro is going to allow. I was always surprised when, like, remember when Diamond Select was able to make some Star Wars figures?
Right.
I was
think they
always like,
still do, don't they?
yeah, but they make like one a year. It's not really a line. Like,
Well, then and Disney stores got them for a while too. Remember those?
Yeah. And maybe it has to do with Disney has general licensing that there's probably loopholes and yada, yada, yada. Hasbro is one of the biggest toy companies in the world. If you think about who could really afford to do Star Wars the right way, there you go. Hasbro,
Blake,
Mattel.
Toy Collector Magazine, right?
Yeah.
Who else would pay the 18 to 20%
because-
royalty on the license? Not many could afford it.
That's right,
Whoop.
because smaller companies can't produce in the numbers that Hasbro can, right?
No.
I mean, and that's the thing. These
It's
figures
Hasbro,
would be
Mattel.
$30. Maybe McFarlane, but McFarlane would make them huge.
Imagine Todd McFarlane rolling out his stuff. I would love
Dude,
to see.
he puts out 14 Batmans a day. We
Yeah.
would have 700 Luke Skywalkers.
He's like,
in the
Yeah,
first
no
year.
Princess Leia's. There'd be no Princess Leia.
well,
There'd be
first,
nothing.
we're really excited
nothing.
here. We got a new stormtrooper with a dragon tail, and it's like one of the coolest stormtroopers you could ever have. He's 8.5 inches
This
tall, out of scale
R2-D2
with the rest
turns
of the
into a
line.
monster truck.
Yeah, please God no.
It would
Uh,
happen.
I don't foresee, unless Hasbro completely changes their. Listen, Hasbro tried to change their strategy a couple years ago. They tried to be an entertainment company, and that didn't work. So I
That
do
was
think
a different CEO.
right.
You know.
Chris Cox, is that his last name?
Yeah.
Cool. I just want to make sure. I don't know.
Still got it.
Still got it.
Still got it.
I still know Chris Cox is the CEO of Hasbro. I still got it, man. I don't think Star Wars is going anywhere. I think that they have to figure out how to strike that balance of collector focused. How do you bring new kids in? Who are
You're not bringing kids in at this price point, right? That's the thing.
No.
You have to push the smaller stuff, right?
right?
I mean, they lost the action figure, the action fleet or the micro machine thing to micro galaxies, right? I mean, they got that, they got that nailed down. Hasbro would be silly to even walk into that, thing. So now they have to play. I don't know if you saw what I think Yak showed them off this week, but they're returning to mashers. That's where you can take, a little larger figures, a little bulkier, but you can rip all their arms off, kind of like the new He-Man Origins, right? But these were, my son loved these as a kid. You rip the arms off and you can mix and match them like crazy.
Here's the thing, though. Here's a take. I get all that. Listen, I go to stores. You know what kids really want? Pokemon cards. That's really what they want more than anything. If we get some Star Wars Pokemon cards, maybe we'll sell some Star Wars product.
Sure. Oh, actually, hang on. Soulcraft is bringing this up too. Micro Galaxy Squadron is currently my favorite Star Wars line. It is amazing, but I will say this: if you do not live in dirt cheap America, good luck finding them, because we don't always get them up anywhere else outside of America. They're really tough to find.
Here's the other thing. That line is made by a collector. For collectors, but it's like hardcore collectors, because those chases are impossible, and that's kind of immediately defeating for a collector who wants to get in this line. Kids, great, but for collectors to know that you're not going to find this 1 in 5,000 piece, that's rough, right? To know you'll never be complete. So there, I do have some, It is a cool line. I think kids have a lot of fun with them, but I think from a collector point of view, that's ouch to know that,
Oh, dude. See, I went in with that whole with Micro Galaxy Squadron already kind of like, okay, if they're going to be doing these, like you said, these 1 in 5,000s, then I've been picking and choosing. It's kind of like,
that's what I mean. You lost me as all in.
Yeah.
Here's the deal.
I will get pod racers all day. Go ahead.
I think the biggest issue here is I actually think that they're selling way more toys than we know about. I actually think the average vintage collection figure is probably. Is there any educated guess on how much one new release figure sells?
No.
Is it
no way?
No.
There's no way to know.
Is it 50,000? Is it 100,000? Is it 5,000?
I don't think we'll ever know.
They hide those numbers because I mean, obviously, we can't see what's sold internationally, right?
Right.
But also the fact that some waves you never see will show up at mass discount retailer 6 months later, and some lines that flood the pegs will never show up at those. So I mean, it's really hard to tell.
I just think that a lot of it is just this bot. I don't think the volume is there for them to, from a revenue standpoint, produce the amount of new figures of year that we would quote unquote be satisfied with. Now we know this. Collectors tend to be dissatisfied with whatever they don't have. So if for the last 10 years Star Wars had been putting out 50 new vintage collection figures a year with 25 repaint, if we're getting 75 new figures a year, collectors would be saying, well, why aren't we getting 150? Right? Like that is there's
never a contentment there.
Right. There's no doubt that collectors in general live to fucking complain.
Okay. Let's go back to some basic stuff here.
Okay.
What's exciting about collecting these figures? Is there let's go back to the 80s because that was prime, right? If you want to, and everyone's saying like kids don't collect action figures like they did when we were young. Great. But how do you get them back there? Everyone throws their hands up and goes, yeah, no, they just play video games now or they collect Pokemon. But okay, if I'm a toy maker, why would I not want to tap into the golden age and figure out how to sell that to kids, how to get them excited about action figures again? What's exciting about this, right? It's only this last year that they put one little blurb about the figure, right? There's no world building, and we've talked about this before. There's no world building on this. It doesn't even say if this is a good guy or a bad guy. I'm like, you and I know, but to pretend that the kid has to be deeply familiar with the IP to know if they're getting a good guy or a bad guy, that kind of sucks, right? So they have a little blurb now that hopefully tells you a little bit about it. Where are the flag points? Where is the mail away figure inside? Where is the collectible coin? Where is the part that's going to combine with other figures to make a new figure? Where is anything that makes these exciting other than it's got a racetrack like it did back in the 70s and 80s?
And also,
like, this only appeals to one group of people. This is not something that the collectors of the 80s would aspire to get today based on the collectability. And remember, we didn't collect in the 80s to be collectors. We collected because we had to have them all because they were awesome and cool, right? So
we played with them. So where is the carrying cases and the things that make collecting exciting? Where's the posters of all of them that you would buy and check out? Like, I still have my Muscles poster. I still have my He-Man poster. Right? These are ones that we like.
Well, hold on though. But so, not to interrupt, but I think Mattel with Origins is tapping in. I think Mattel has figured out a way. I think I think the sweet spot is how do we appeal to, if you can have a line that appeals to casual collectors, hardcore collectors, and kids.
Yes.
That is, and I don't think Star Wars, I don't think they care about that right now. I think they could, but I think.
But is that not limited foresight of like who your audience is going to be in 5 to 10 to 20 years? I mean,
I'm not sure if Disney
Prime
cares,
is amazing.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
right?
It's just, I don't know.
I honestly think Disney doesn't care. I think remember, like, they were just putting up Blake was talking about the percentages of how much it costs to have that IP and how much you have to give back to it and all that other kind of stuff. It's expensive. I think Disney, more than Marvel, more than anything else, I think Disney sees Star Wars as a premium IP across the board, which is why Star Wars Hotel was $10,000 million a night. And that's why going to Disneyland itself costs $50 billion a day. And if you want a Ronto roaster, that is a $30 hot dog, right? Like, and I still think, and that's why you see even now, even with Black Series, you're paying $30. You're lucky if the character even has a lightsaber, right? Like,
yeah, but
I think across the board, I think everything's just expensive. They see it premium.
I think it's one thing I will say is I bet if you talk to the people that work on the Star Wars teams, they would have like, this is in a corporate world, and this is what this is. These are just like, I think the issue that I see is that I think Hasbro gets it right in almost all of their other brands. Like, I don't think this is an unrealistic ask, because look at Classified, look at Marvel Legends, look at
well, they got Build-A-Figures. They got
so there is some. I think the frustrating part is just the lack of transparency, and you're never going to get it because, kind of going back to the comments,
they're scared of pissing off Lucasfilm, or they've entered into a contract where there's a no gag order on everything. Because I mean, you watched the 1027. I mean, I don't know if Craig watched the 1027 presentation from Hasbro.
I did. I was there.
Congrats, by the way.
Hey, that was fun. Yeah.
It was awesome.
Real quick, flash. My kids get more excited about YouTube celebrity toys. Mr. Beast. Yes.
There you go. My point is, you just watch that feed, and when the guys who are working on Transformers talk about, yeah, we really didn't did this well the last time we did it, or you know what, we really worked hard with this designer to get this. I mean, you feel like you're having an honest conversation about what it took to create this toy, and you appreciate it more, right? I'm appreciating this Triple T because I know they had to do this design and this and this. Whereas when it comes to Star Wars, it's all generic corporate speak that doesn't feel sincere. And it's not.
Well, it doesn't even feel like real talking.
Right? No. It's like the profile and portrait on this card is most delicious. And when it's just like, no, I don't.
It's tough. Hey, listen. This goes back to a greater Star Wars problem. I think Star Wars has a little bit of a social media problem. I don't think it's right that there are Star Wars YouTube channels with literally millions of subscribers and the official Star Wars. Like, my big thing is take control of your brand. You own Star Wars. It's the coolest thing ever. Make it cool. I'm not saying that the official Star Wars YouTube account should have videos like Kathleen Kennedy out again. Like, I'm not saying it's not about being a troll. It's not about being divisive or being sexist. It's about fucking making people realize that Darth Maul is the coolest thing ever. And even though you don't know who he is, you better get in line at Toys R Us at midnight to get that Darth Maul figure.
Yeah.
And one of these bad boys.
Yeah, Comtech.
PKE meter.
Comtech.
Hello. So I think the issues we see with the Star Wars toys is indicative of some of the issues of the overall brand.
Star Wars brand. I mean, because I want to go back to what Ryan said. Some of them you don't even feel like you get, like for Jedi, you won't get a cape or a lightsaber with it, ironically. I mean, Craig, would you buy a Ghostbusters in his Ghostbuster suit without the proton pack? I mean, it just seems dumb, right? It just seems like, why did you make this, right? Unless it's 100% screen specific, it's just like, do you not know, right?
Well,
I mean,
Jake, I'm glad you're here. I wanted to ask you, we've talked about Ghostbusters has a HasLab going right now. Has not funded yet, but they're over 9,000. They got to hit 12,000. They got about 20 days to go. Looking pretty good still. That's
a good place to be.
It's in a mid-campaign lull. But I wanted to ask you, and Ryan, you as well. These Star Wars HasLabs, same price point. We have an Ecto One for $400 with 7 figures
as well.
7 figures, complete lights and sounds, and a conversion kit. This is the reality. This is the same company.
I know.
Different brand, different licensing fees, but they've gone ham on this thing. I think there's a little bit of a worry of like, we don't want to, make the other brands look bad, but like we couldn't get
Hey,
lights and sounds in our cantina.
I did say that last week.
Yeah.
Did I not? Like the brand managers were there, and I'm just like, aren't you worried about making other, the other brands look bad? Because I mean, like they're just
it does not help the Star Wars case at all. It doesn't.
No,
I mean,
and I don't. And same with the
fact that we
Speeder.
can't get a successful
does either.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, the Star Speeder. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I agree. That's not even a HasLab. That's just a,
it's Disney.
That's the D23 exclusive.
That's just a popcorn bucket, man.
Pretty much, but it does not make. They are definitely fighting an uphill battle with their own company, and it's out of allegiance or out of whatever they have to Lucasfilm that they have to adhere to, and it just does not come off sincere. It does not come off as authentic, right? I mean, I just and it starts to just wear on people, and I think you're not the first where people are like, I know two completists on the Black Series who sold most of it recently in the last 6 months. They're like, you know what, this is not doing it for me at all. Yeah. And they're like, I'll pick and choose, but I got two of everything. And now I'm going to pick and choose the loose ones. That is a problem of the brand.
So this is interesting. Yakface, are over half the included GB figures repaints, Star Wars collectors would lose their collective minds. Good point. I think it's kind of a hard comparison because like Ghostbusters fans are just like, they just love the 4 Ghostbusters. So they're like, new gray suits will take them. They are different face sculpts. So, but yeah, net new figures. It's the Library Ghost and Slimer in the Lewis Telly, and the other 4 are technically repaints, re-releases. Good. Fair point. I think the lights and sounds are the big one.
Star Wars fans are more triggered by things like repaints than I think other brands are, because I mean, you go to Marvel Legends. I mean, how many super body types really are there? There's like probably 5 that they cycle through, right?
Correct.
And then they put stuff on top of it. I mean, Star Wars, I mean, other than a clone figure, right? I mean, you have to have some pretty original sculpts for many of them. Okay.
And that is you, as somebody who has been doing some research and trying to gain an understanding of, the costing of creating toys and action figures and things like that. It's extremely expensive to do something at scale, a brand new sculpt that's a one-time use. Oh man, that is the answer why you didn't get your blurg for 5 years.
So let's skip out. Let's skip out of Hasbro and let's go to one of their main competitors. And I'm telling you right now, Mattel puts out a crap of original sculpts for a lot of their different DC superhero lines, especially in the 3 3/4 line. Like a lot of different
and
sculpts.
There's a lot of different body types too in their wrestling as well, and they do get to reuse a lot of the same bodies for wrestling. Everyone's got a Seth Rollins buck, but I mean, for the most part, your Brock Lesnar body types are going to be different than your Rey Mysterios and so on. Right. So I mean, even the rest, like what they pump out with wrestling, with the amount of different outfits and head sculpts and accessories and stuff like that, like that's also insane.
Yeah,
like that line always feels fresh. I don't even collect wrestling, and I get excited with every reveal.
And you picked up the new anniversary Batmans, right? The Bane, the 3 3/4 Bane, and the Michael Keaton Batman.
I got the Returns Keaton.
Okay, so I paid $7.99 for a 3 3/4 figure on a card back that's the exactly same size as this. Okay, has the same amount of articulation. How do we justify that? Meaning that one company can bring out one at $7.99 and the other one has to be $17.99. That is a rough pill to swallow, right?
Well, if it's Boba Fett, it's $20.99.
listen, if nobody was buying it at that price point, they would either end the line or go back to the drawing board, but people are buying it. I don't think the prices, I actually think that, I think if you looked from an internal standpoint, they're probably pretty happy with what they're selling and with the rollout. And the complaints are loud and the voices are loud, but I hate this phrase, but maybe it is one of those things where it is what it is. And Star Wars, just, you can't compare it to Masters of the Universe because Mattel owns that brand, and you can't compare it to, whatever. But yeah, and then Yakface makes a good point. Super 7 5 POA, that is a $20 price point. And their O-rings are what, $20-$25?
Nope, 20.
20.
They decided because they were going to sell more, they would then keep them the same price point, because in the end they would bring them down. Here's the Crimson Twins Super 7 exclusive set. I love these things. I love them. I think they're great.
So real quick, guys, so you guys, if you guys want to go longer, if we need to do a part 2 next week, you guys tell me. I do need to wind down pretty soon. We're already almost at an hour and a half. I will say this, we need 30 more likes to unlock the giveaway for the Marty McFly jacket. So get them in there. It's really cool.
Let's do this. Let's go over these super chats that were missed, and then let's do some pickups.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then let's see where it goes. So first
I
off, we got one here.
Exciting pickup.
Ooh,
real exciting.
Ooh, I can't. Chad Stewart, $5. Thank you very much. Why couldn't they do a movie or a show of Raven or Darth Bane?
Raven.
Is it too much? Raven. Is that what it is?
Raven.
Revan.
Darth
Revan.
Raven.
What? No. Forevermore. Quote the Raven. Forevermore. Okay. Is that too much or hard for them to do? I think they just don't give a crap about the EU.
I don't think if they put out a Darth Revan movie, 90% of the world would go, "What is this?" Like, you can't listen. I think EU characters are cool. I think the lore and the history of Star Wars are great. They're not going to relaunch Star Wars on film. And look how long it even took to introduce. I'm going to do a Ryan Dole thing here. Blueface McGillicuddy. Right? Like, like, it was done on a Disney Plus show. It was teased for a long time before they had Thrawn. But yeah, I think they could do that, and I think they probably will continue to tap into those characters. But this is the other thing. Jacob brings up a good point. The ending of Acolyte, the Darth Plagueis thing, and then the Yoda tease. Stop it. Guess what? We all know Yoda exists. He's been in a bunch of Star Wars movies. If you're going to use Yoda, use Yoda. Don't give me the back of Yoda's head and go, see on the Acolyte season 2. You were referring to Yoda and Leia throughout the whole thing. Guess what? Jake Stevens has like 25 years left, according to him.
Yes.
Recast Leia at this point. It doesn't matter.
29, almost 30. Yes.
Okay. We have 30 years until we're dead. Recast Leia, recast Luke, just make it good. Nothing matters. Nothing's important. Nothing's matter. The world's falling apart. We just want toys and want Luke and Leia. That's all we need. Okay.
Yeah, toys.
I just want a Carson Teva. I just want a Carson Teva before Jake Stevens dies. That's all.
That's
it.
Me
Pelimoto,
too.
Unlikely at this point.
Yeah, Pelimoto and Madame Garza. Give me those 3. That's all I need. That's all I need. Then I can stop buying your toys. Flash 739, $2. My kids would get excited by YouTube celebrity toys. Well, guess
There's
what?
no toy exciting toys.
They're getting a 1/6 scale Dolverine.
There you go. Coming. All right, guys, we're 20 likes away. Keep going.
Yep. David Cabal, $1.99. You guys remember Bionicle? Lore was rich. That's the Lego robots, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
So
my
kids
robots are into that for a minute, but then they switched over to Chima. That was the whole.
Oh, that's the other
Lego brand.
Right?
Yeah. No, that's Ninjago. Come on now.
That's Ninjago. All right, dude. I'm a dude. I don't know. Brickley Studios.
I watch that all day. All day, every day. I watch that.
Right? Give me a Dash Rengar animated series. Amen to that, sir. I would too. Give me a horny Asajj Ventress animated series. Give me something like Dan to Dan but like Star Wars. Give me that.
Give me like a Wicked.com Star Wars.
Yeah.
Wicked.com or Wicket.com.
I think I could get into Wicket.com.
I think I could get into Wicket.com as well. That's
See
a
what I'm at.
very Jacob Walsh website.
Yeah, it is.
Wicket.com. He would be all over that.
Let's do some pickups.
Oh,
Let's do it.
yeah, let's do it. Hang on, do you just want who wants to go first? I guess that's
Well, I don't have any.
Oh,
I'm gonna take a 30-second water break. You guys go for it.
How the heck do you not buy toys this week?
Oh,
yeah,
because
it's
of,
a big week.
I've had
wait,
a couple banner
I'm just
weeks,
waiting till Oh, you mean like post-election? I figure all the prices will probably be like way lower in a couple months, so I'm just waiting.
Well, dude, your economy is about to get fixed like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Dude, the stock market's on fire.
Right?
Yes.
So if you got how's the Hasbro stock doing this week? That'll tell you all
Let's
the whole.
check. Let's
Down.
check. It'll be
down
fun
today. It's the only stock that's down. All right, you guys.
That's
I'll be
funny.
back in 2 minutes.
All right.
All right.
So
Go ahead, Jake.
you go. You can go. I don't need to go, but
I go?
I've been busy.
Okay.
I've been busy because I worked. I produced the panel stage at HorrorCon a few weeks ago, and
Yes.
you were supposed to come down for that. You'll need to come down next year. Interviewed
I've
Elvira.
I'm always in
Go ahead.
Toronto when you guys do this, so it's
Oh,
like
man.
it's such
Hey.
it's just bad
Listen.
time. But you guys had Dadhausen. That was a big one.
Yeah, Danhausen. We had. I interviewed the cast of Scream, and but the point is there was toy vendors at that show, and then the next weekend I helped put on the Washington State Toy Show. So I had 2 weeks of back-to-back toy shows. So I was picking stuff up left and right. So this guy I got the Snake Eyes from Super 7, right? I love the new O-rings. I love the new O-rings. So I picked that up. At the toy show last week, I found a Q carded for $20. Now this is about $100 figure. I don't know if you're familiar with this wave, but
Oh yeah, dude, that's the Galoob stuff, right?
yeah. And the second wave, the aliens, were the rough ones to get. So getting that guy for $20 made me super happy. I told you already, I got my Optimus, my retro Optimus that's colored like the movie, and my Bombshell, which completes the reissues of the Insecticons. So I'm loving me some Transformers vintage stuff lately. I already showed off my Mandalorian set. I got my E-Wing over there. I got my Moff Gideon's cruiser over there. This is my most exciting one. Oof. I'm so excited for this. I haven't even opened the box yet. Okay, here we are. The Great White. Boom.
Oh.
Okay. So Ramen Toys has done 2 mask sets. The first one was the reissue of the Thunderhawk, which I don't need because mine's minty from my childhood. But
no big deal.
This one here, and the great thing about this, if you guys aren't Mask fans, is they never made this. She was a main character in the show, but they never made her car or her ship, and so or herself. So
yeah, where's Andrews Gady's Toys, man? He does a whole channel about all the women missed in the 80s that never got figures.
There you go. Well, Gloria here was one that never got made, and so I am super stoked, but I'm even more stoked that, like I said, Best Action Heroes is going to redo the mask line and get that going again. So, and they said they're going to make it compatible with the vintage. So let me tell you, I was a mask freak growing up. If you could turn the camera right now, my Boulder Hill is sitting right here. I'm just love.
God, mask is a total blind spot for me. I don't know anything about it, but
oh my gosh, so love it.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Well, it's 2020. What was it? 2022, 2023 for me was the year of the play set. And I need a theme going into this next year because I'm ready to reclaim. But I told you guys, I watched Jacob Walsh's toy room video and I was like, fuck, he's got so many toys. And I've sold a lot over the last couple of years. I'm ready to kind of reclaim some of my toy magic. And I don't know what my theme's going to be. But by the way, I do have a couple pickups I forgot about. So, right, are you next?
Okay. Do you want to go?
I can go real quick. Jake, are you done?
I think so. I think I already showed off. Well, that I can see. I got a bunch of crap over there, but it's less interesting for your audience.
Yeah.
Rulers, protractors.
No, it's like
cool
an open box of Santa Around the World cards I found for like $10. Whole case of cards. I'm gonna uncrack. We go to this family camp on Thanksgiving, right? Thanksgiving weekend. We host a big Thanksgiving at our house, and then Friday we leave for the weekend and go into the woods and stay at these cabins.
Oh,
and
that's fun,
right? And so I always bring stuff to do, and so I'll find kind of big Lego sets. But this year I got American Bandstand cards that might have
cool.
shit. What? No, I want to say Dick Van Dyke. That's wrong. Dick, voice
Clark.
of Clark. Thank you.
Yeah.
Could have a Dick Clark auto in it. I have a sealed box of it, so I'm gonna crack that open. So,
who else signed for that set, or just
right?
Dick
I'd
Clark?
have to look. There is a couple on there that said you could get a Dick Clark or a. There's a couple in there.
Oh,
that's cool.
awesome.
But that's back when they rarely did that. That was
Right. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I got a couple pickups I can show off real quick. Not Star Wars related. All right, so I told you guys I'm back in on classifieds, and mainly because they're just so good, and like I don't have any of the I don't have the Hiss tank. I didn't get the, the new one, the Rattler, but these are things I want. Maybe next year will be the year of reclaiming. No, next year's the year of getting the Defiant. That's my goal. I need to get a Defiant. My local toy shop has a complete one in like the mintiest condition I've ever seen, with both figures complete, but it is like $3,000.
Growing up, I only got the Persuader, which was the
smaller shuttle.
Ship. Yeah, it's the same shuttle. It's just without the
all the other
launch
stuff.
center.
Gotcha.
I always wanted the Defiant because
I wasn't a big GI Joe kid, but I had the Defiant, so and I loved it. The thing fell apart. I mean, there's so many pieces, but anyways, okay. 16 more likes. We're gonna give this giveaway tonight. Okay, first of all, GI Joe Classified retro card Snow Serpent.
Nice.
Very
cool.
Super look. These figures just look so good. They come with so many accessories. Obviously, the packaging is great. These retro figures are all over Target right now and Walmart.
Yeah, I picked up the Beachhead in that wave because I wanted to have him with all the recruits from the movie because I collect figures from the. Oh, I got my Nemesis Enforcer came this week too.
Sweet.
I don't know where that is.
And then I got another Cobra Eel.
Oh, that's cool too.
Super, super cool. And I had like 15 classified figures that I just not opened, so I popped them all open this week, and they're great. They're phenomenal. I have some of the other retro. I've got the Beachhead and the Recondo and Duke and Scarlet, and I love the original. Like these figures are so far superior to like the Wave 1 classified figures. Like these look like GI Joe figures, and like I don't mind like the Fortnite kind of modern styling, but these are cool. So and then this package came today from Trevor at NECA. He was like, "Hey, I'm sending you something." I was like, "Okay." Big package showed up, and I opened it, and I was like, "I think I know where I'm going to display my GI Joe figure." So thank you to Trevor for the street scene diorama.
Whoa!
Nice.
Yeah, this is cool.
You're going Joe on that, huh? I'd go Turtle on that.
Well, the whole thing is I really scaled back a lot of my Turtles figures, and I got them in a nice display. I feel this. Thank you, Trevor, by the way. I feel this pull towards this classified line because oh, hold on. No, these are going to be for my Jada Street Fighter figures, obviously, because I have all of them. And I my M. Bison Player 2 variant is coming in the mail this week. So, yeah, but cool little display. I don't know where I'm going to put it. Probably find some room. I got some open shelf space in here. But yeah, those are my pickups.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll get into mine here.
Get into mine.
All right. Went to Toy Traders this weekend. I saw this. I thought, you know what? I'm going to pick this up. This is silly. It's fun. Like I said, I like this is the kind of Star Wars stuff I'm now collecting. It just these weird odds and ends things. I got Disney Theme Park Collection die-cast metal vehicle.
I have that.
R2-3PO. And I wasn't sure if this was a real thing. So I'm about to name drop here. I texted Chris Bartlett who is he was
C-3PO.
He was 3PO at Disney parks, like for so many things. And I texted this to him, and he's like, "Wow, the 1951 Studebaker Commander from the 1990 Star Wars weekends at Disney's Hollywood Studios." So something tells me he probably rode this, or at least saw it in person.
Yeah.
God bless Chris Bartlett. He's such a cool dude.
He is cool, dude.
He is. Yeah, he's awesome. So grab this. It's super cute. It's super fun. It's super random. Again, never seen this, and I was like, I'm grabbing this. This is fun. I also grabbed some Hot Wheels. I got the Carson Teva's X-Wing. Some jackass went.
Too.
Yeah. Yeah, some jackass wrote all over it. I don't know why he did that.
Now you can't open it.
Now I can't open it. What an asshole. But no, I'm
awesome.
totally. I see Carson Teva stuff. I gotta support my boy Paul. Had to get it. I got it. And then he went and he bought all the rest. So there's none left.
Good on
I don't
him.
think, at Toy Traders. And this is what I finished to completion. I finally got the other side of the drum. My Max Rebo band is complete.
Nice.
So this was the last one that I needed for the band. There's two parts to the drum, in case for anyone that doesn't know.
No, there's one part in there, but you need to buy two. Yeah.
But you need to buy the Weequay, who's the other side of the drummer, to get the other side of the drum. So I was able to find him, so I was very, very stoked. So as soon as this episode's done, I am cracking this open, and I am gonna put all my band together. I'm very, very stoked. And then I'll talk about this one a little more next week because I do want to talk about it. But this guy did show up.
Ooh, that's a big boy.
Giant
he's
man.
a big boy.
I've been seeing some good photography.
Has he been sitting on your lap this whole time?
This whole time, my new baby boy.
Is he still breastfeeding?
Is he still? Yeah. No. He's done. I'm just trying to get him potty trained now. No, great figure. He's missing a set of eyes. I don't know if anyone's. I know this has been getting talked about. There's been the straightforward looking eyes are missing. So he's either McFarlane side eyeing it. He's either looking down, or there's one more set, or it's the zombie set. So they look.
Did you reach out? Are they sending you stuff?
Well, I've been waiting to hear because it's been said
it's like
everyone's posting about it. So I'm just
everyone's
seeing,
missing it.
Everyone's missing it. It's not just me.
Got it.
It's missing across the board. So
hey, real
I'm
quick,
waiting for the Marvel Legends team to kind of say something about it. And that's it. Okay, Craig, go ahead. Tell your joke.
No, it's not a joke. I was just going to say, guys, we're ending the stream in like 5 minutes. So we need, even if you're not going to enter the contest, hit the like button. Help out your fellow people win a Marty McFly jacket. But we will not be giving this away unless we hit 190 likes.
Come on, people.
Yeah. I'm
I'm
going to keep
I'll get
it.
my like in there.
I'm
I'll get my like in there.
Yeah.
Ryan, I've got a question for you. I think this is a fun pontification for the end of the show. Now,
all right.
You are a hardcore Star Wars fan. You are a hardcore vintage collector. Same with Marvel Legends. Am I correct? You do not own the Jabba sail barge, correct?
Correct.
And do you have Galactus?
No,
Okay.
At that time, I wasn't sure what was happening work-wise.
Right. So
That
my
was a
question,
big- that
no,
was a
no,
big purchase. So I had to turn it down. So,
but you have the Sentinel. Okay, here's my pontification question for you. If you could only have one, but you could never get the other, would you get the? If that's the rule,
would I get?
Would you get?
Would I get?
Galactus or Barge?
Which HasLab? Galactus or Barge? So I just saw the Barge in person, like up close in person for the first time out in Toronto. Yeah, I've
look
only
at
seen
it at
them,
my
like, they're
house.
either-
You stayed at my
No,
house. You didn't
I
see the
didn't.
barge? Dude, we
No,
were that
it's
busy.
in the
We were too
bathroom.
busy. Sorry.
We
We must have
were
been that busy. Okay.
We were. And we were like,
were.
we had whiskey to drink. We had so much to do.
Yeah.
But he got to have like a nice, like really up close look at it. Fuck, or Galactus. That's a tough question. Oh man, why would you do this to me? because the Galactus figure's so nice too. And guess what? I have room for.
They've made
neither of them.
100 Galactuses. Stop acting like this is a hard. They've only made one barge. They have made 14 different Galactuses in different scales.
Yeah.
Come on.
You know what?
Come on.
If it's complete in the box with the making of booklet and the whole bit, I'm going with the barge. And I'm going to say this, and I'm glad we brought this up last week with Emily and Patrick on the show. I wish that every HasLab came with a making of book.
Yeah, I know.
Of like with photography and the history behind it and the research and who all worked on it. I think that is such a special freaking thing. And I wish all of them had that. All of them. That's it.
I think it's cool too. It just, I've seen, I've had the, when we hung out with the Hasbro team in New York and stuff, like I was able to see, they showed off some of the internal Ecto stuff, but there's so much more.
Steve Evans says that was exclusive only to the very first HasLab. So it wasn't even a Star Wars thing because no other Star Wars HasLab has had anything like that either. It was just, it was the initial thing.
I also heard that the Mandalorian with soft goods cape was also going to be a HasLab exclusive. So you know what? They can take that proclamation, shove it up their butts. Because I want
my wife entered the chat. Oh no.
Jake Stevens' wife's in the chat.
Nice.
Lindsay Stevens, she is shocked. Hey, Lindsay. You didn't see the barge, but that's how it goes during Comic-Con weekend. We were busy. We were working men.
We were busy. We were. We had fun though.
We're men. We did work that weekend.
Dude, if they just got if they got the HasLab teams to go on Theo Vaughn and Joe Rogan, every HasLab would be successful.
Oh my god!
I'm just saying, it's a good marketing scheme.
Yeah, it's great.
Anyways,
Jesus Christ.
Podcasting's the new media. I heard it on the news. My dad was like, "Craig, they say podcasts are big now." I'm like, "Yep, that's because of me."
Yep,
Dad, that's also
Greg
10 years ago.
Goldberg.
I swung the election.
Yeah, Craig, Jesus.
All right, guys. Here's the deal. We're giving away a Marty McFly jacket. Let's. The links in there.
I gotta.
5 minutes. I just put it in. Let's show it off one more time.
Then
we'll start wrapping up here. And I made a mistake tonight, guys. I ate dinner at like 6, and now I'm like ready for dinner. That's the problem.
Dinner.
The problem with staying up late. You know me, Mr. Staying Up Late. All right, this is what we are giving away from our good friends at Bull Airs. It's the Marty M Fly. Okay, you see what we're doing here. Deluxe leather.
If you're listening, enter this, please.
The deluxe leather bomber jacket featured in Back to the Future 2. Actually, my least favorite of the trilogy. I know that's a hot take. I love all of them. Hey,
what?
Hey.
Oh, jeez.
I'm a Back to the Future 3 guy. Always have been.
Oh yeah, I am too. I love Back to the Future 3.
It's not. Listen, I love all 3. I love Back to the Future. It's one of my. It's probably. Listen, Star Wars is my favorite trilogy, but 1A is Star Wars and 1B is Back to the Future. But the brand new Back to the Future line launching from Bull Airs on November 15th. Incredible stuff here, and we showed some of it off earlier. Beyond just the jacket here, let me see if I can't go back to the homepage here because they're doing. Listen, first of all, we're not giving this one away, but they're doing this one too.
Future Bully.
The bully leather jacket,
Ooh.
okay, the griff, and they got these. They got the hat. They got the shoes. They've got. Now they can't use the Nike logo, but you need this. Okay,
yeah, that's super cool. I think I don't know if he's still watching, but I think BC DeLorean and other movie cars too.
Yeah,
I think he got all that stuff. I don't know if they sent it to him or what.
I don't know.
He got it all. I don't know.
I don't know. So, guys, we're gonna close this contest.
Super chat. Hang on. Let's do it.
No, you're good. You're good.
We missed one from Mr. Johnny Cock, and it was like a big one too, double digits, $20 from Mr. Johnny Cock. Could it just be that action figures are more of a Gen X and millennials thing? I see 30-plus-year-olds carrying action figures of anime characters. Hopefully they're those big busty ones at conventions and 16 to 25-year-olds with PVC statues of same characters and Gundam kits. John Yerkaba Part 4 is killing toy collecting. That's what I'm getting from that.
I do think there's something to that. I think younger kid, like when I'm in a comic store or a toy store and there's kids that skew younger, they don't care about action figures. They just want something that's cool, whether it's a statue, a model kit, a figure, whatever. They just like it because it's cool.
Like working on these cons, people love blind boxes of just merch about the brand you're in, right? Too. So it's just lanyards and mugs and hand towels and keychains. They do like promoting stuff. It's just
they like the stuff.
We got to push them into the figure display then. If people aren't playing with figures like we did as a kids,
right,
then push them into this is how you can display it.
You like that statue? What if the arms and chest were able to bend?
Right? You got to downplay Funko Pop is what you got to do, because that's how people display a figure to show their fandom. So you got to get them to switch out of Funkos and into figures to capture those audiences.
We should do, where they do those things where you can get guns off the street and you get a gift card.
Trade in? Yeah.
Yeah. We should do a thing
Funko trade in.
We'll give you a vintage action figure if you get these Funkos out of the streets. Get them on. We should do a thing for the Jeffries. In America, we have a problem. Did you know that there's more Funko Pops? For every human being, there's 10 Funko Pops on the streets. Oh God, we are funny.
Awesome.
It's mostly me right now, but you're all funny too. Jake,
I remember the Jeffries. That was a good show.
Oh, it's coming back.
Yeah.
We have an announcement soon. We have an announcement soon. Stay tuned. Keep your ears to the skies. Guys, we are locking this contest right now. Boom.
Boom.
We have 84 people. You have a 1 in 84 chance of winning a $200 and some odd dollar.
I'm in there. Are you in there, Jake Stevens? From
No, I didn't. I feel too guilty.
Oh, I don't. I want that jacket.
I live in America, Ryan. I can afford it,
That's true. That jacket's like $10 where you live.
Yeah,
right?
did you guys not get when I went and voted, they were giving out free Marty McFly jackets. It's crazy.
they only had hats at my station, so whatever.
All right, guys, I'm setting it up right now. Man, this is actually kind of fun.
Boom.
So we've got a lot of people. We love jacket. Sorry.
What's Jacob's excuse for not being on the show since he's been commenting nonstop?
He's in Texas.
Here?
I think he's in a car on the way to DesignerCon.
Oh, come on.
Everyone but me. Wow. If Jacob Walsh was in this, I would have been like, go Jacob Walsh. But no.
All right. Here we go. We've got ducks. Can everybody see it?
Yep.
All right. Good luck, everybody. We got a duck race here. And then we're getting the heck out of here.
No.
Here we go.
Oh, I like
what? What did I do? Okay.
No, I just missed the leprechauns. That's all I'm saying.
We all missed the leprechauns. But, we gave Warwick Davis a lot of crap earlier about that Willow show. We got to cut him a break. All right, here we go.
Oh. Because the leprechauns could have been Warwick Davis. That could have been on wicket.com. All right. Well, Deep Space Nine is. Oh, no, everyone's turning back. Brock Parker on the air. Get him out of here. Get out of here. Back of the line, Brock Parker. Get out of here.
I think this is. Hold on. This is like their highest value giveaway ever. This is huge.
Yeah. And then here we are. We're looking at these names.
This is painfully slow now that you set it to a minute.
No, this is great. Easy E's coming up. Easy E could win this.
Oh, toy collector up there.
Blake.
Yeah, Cartman,
Mitchell
brah.
Brinkley.
Oh, God. Oh.
Chris is coming from the rear.
Hey, my wife's in there. Oh, no, she's going back. Dang it.
Steven, who is that?
She was up there. Come
Anthony.
on.
Anthony Garden.
Anthony Martin. You, my friend, are going back to the future.
Money. Awesome.
That's
That was
heavy.
fucking good.
Oh, the Ducks are still going.
No, dude, Anthony's doing his victory lap, dude. Hold on. I want you guys. Oh, he's really rubbing it in right now. Look. Still going.
Still going.
Oh, man.
Still going. Awesome.
I did not invent
Nice.
the time machine for. Oh, okay. There you go. Hey, Anthony. DM
Hi,
us.
Trummer.
Right. Actually, I should have your email address, but go ahead and DM us at YHS Podcast on Instagram or X, and we will. Now it's not going to ship for a little bit; it's a pre-order, but we'll get your information over to our friends at Bull Airs, and you will. Let's just say
You'll love it. You'll like it.
you're going to be riding in style next time you go to Hill Valley. Okay.
Rocking this thing like it's 2015.
Dude, you'll start a cover band called the Pinheads, and you'll play your most rockin' song you have in your arsenal. Huey Lewis in the News.
Huey Lewis. I love Huey Lewis in the News.
They're basically a metal band. Hey, Jake Stevens, thanks for joining. This was fun. Any
Always
final
fun.
words? Any plugs?
Any plugs? Oh no, it's relaxed season now. The con season has come to an end, so
Yeah.
it is to enjoy the holiday seasons. Yeah, not too much coming up. I'm looking forward to Skeleton Crew. I think it's going to be it's going to feel different than probably the other Star Wars shows we have. At least at first, glance, it looks like it's going to be a bit different. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to. I'm a big Marvel fan, so all the Marvel content coming out, I'm excited for.
Thunderbolts and Captain America.
Oh man, those look amazing. We're getting What If before the end of the year. What If 3?
Yeah.
Let's see. Just finished. Penguin just finished up. So, no, it's a great time to be a nerd. It's just we want to put Star Wars in the forefront there, and so that's been the challenge right now. So, no sign of TVC Skeleton Crew right now. I hope that changes. But
maybe they'll surprise you. Maybe they'll put out a surprise HasLab with a.
We're doing it too. No, come on. Can we put the brakes on HasLab? I mean,
no.
Those are every year getting out something 3 to 4 to 5 feet long. That's rough. Come on now.
All right.
Yeah.
I hear you.
At least here's the thing: Marvel Legends figures are at least vertical, right?
They go up.
Yeah, right.
They need to have stands.
Yeah, I would like Star Wars to do the made to order, like Marvel Legends is doing.
This is a placeholder for the Ghost, so it'll go Starship, Razor Crest, Ghost. But yeah, I mean, the Cell Barge has its own over here. It's just it's a lot. It's a lot, right?
It's fun. At the end of the day, we are drowning in plastic. Ryan, anything else?
Gotham City tonight, tomorrow night. Alex is back. I think Stanley was asking Penguin Chat tomorrow. No, the show just ended, so we're gonna give. And Alex isn't still not caught up, so we are probably going to wait a couple weeks. Have Kyle on from Super 7, break down the Penguin. That'll be not this week, but maybe the next week or maybe the week after. Depends. We just gotta wait for Alex to have time to finish the show. He's almost there. He's almost there.
He's working on something very important right now. We can't be watching Penguin when there's Rays and Winstons to be sculpting. Come on,
Alex. I just need a couple Ghostbusters. We can finish the show. Come on.
Hey, Alex, come over here. I got some ideas for the Ghostbuster line for you. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for being here for a little. I don't know, it's not a bonus episode, but just a little different vibe tonight. Really great Star Wars talk. I love doing these. I think it's our third or fourth one. And shout out to Garten Noir Toys. He says, amazing. Been watching the show for years now. Thanks so much for you guys do and being great. Thank you so much. Yeah, he's our big winner, man. I'm so jealous, dude. I might have to buy one of those jackets. And that way I can be like, I love Marty McFly Jr., how dumb he is. He's like, retract, the fruit. I love that part. Anyways, for Ryan Dole, Jake Stevens, for
Yeah.
LOMtoZuckuss, myself, and of course Abigail Gardner, Jacob Walsh, and the entire Toy Anxiety universe, we say good day, good night, see you later, bye-bye, sayonara. There you go.
Acolyte's the best show ever made.
No.
There you go. There
Buy
you
the
go.
toy.
Bold.
Bold.
It's
That's
a bold
right.
move.
I don't care. Come after me.
How's that stranger figure for you?
Oh man, I want one so bad.
Bye.